Hey guys, welcome to Crazy Gamers Games and Model Making. I am the Crazy Gamer, and welcome to the JagdTiger build. This is a quick intro video. The video will be the actual build video for this series will be starting soon. I just want to let you know, I want to thank all my subscribers, all those who are supporting me in all the different ways. I want to let you know that if you want to follow this build, subscribe to the channel. If you like the video, like the video. If you don't like the video, click that thumbs down button and let me know in the comments why and what can I change to make it better for you. Leave comments below, engage in this build because there will be giveaways for those who are engaged in this build. You can either build along with me or you can build the Takom JagdPanther and follow along. It's going to be similar. And if you do that, leave that in the comments. If you're following along, leave in the comments. Just, engage in the video, like, subscribe, share the video with friends if you like it. And there is a link in the description for my Patreon page. If you would like to support me, you can do that. You don't have to. It's not a big deal. But any support would be appreciated. And there will be bonus things for people who support down the line. Thank you. Here's the video. Alright guys, let's get started here. Now, I know last time we left off after two parts on this transmission, this C50, C49, C45, and C46. And then we were going to do some stuff to get C26 to fit. Well, I worked on them, but I found some stuff that needed to be corrected, and I'm going to go over that now. And I also cut out parts and started to clean them up for up to part C30, which is this step right here. And I can show you on my little magnetic mat. And I have them all labeled in cups. Some are bigger. The ones that are bigger, if they fall out, they have their number written on them. But I have them all sitting in these magnetic cups right there. So I know which part is which. I know you can see it. They're big. You can see it. But this is my method. You don't have to do it my way. I'm super weird. And I'm aware of that. That's fine by me. So, and I also, oh look, we have plastic styrene out. I wonder what that could be for. So, we're going to find out in a second here. So, of course, I picked the transmission to start this build with. And what a doozy, because when you flip to the transmission and the JagdTiger book of corrections, the very first thing you see is some strip styrene on this part right here. Let's bring it in. On this section right here, we got some modifications to be made. Now, I'm not copying this directly because that would be plagiarism, and I'm not going to do that. But I am going to make some accurate modifications based on photos. I'm not cutting out this section here. There's a section here cut out of this. I'm not cutting that out. I might be leaving this knob here and not replacing it. I haven't put anything else. I did remove the bolt detail that was on the top that's supposed to be on the bottom, and I'll show you what I have for that. I filled all this and smoothed the top. I have a seam for that. And then on the other side, I have some stuff that I'm going to show you where I fix the bolt detail, and I also do some other stuff that needed some correction on just this one piece. The other piece I'm working on currently doesn't need any corrections, but this piece does. And I will go over the corrections I'll be doing. Looking at my reference photos of actual JagdTigers and the transmission from King Tigers, let me show you what I got. So this is basically a mounted turret on a non-spinning gun on a King Tiger chassis. So if I come in here to the transmission, and I'll show you the transmissions in here. Where's it at? You can see the transmission. I know this is glossy. You can see the transmission here a little bit. See, this is correct on the transmission. This is going to have this, and then this little handle, that's fine. maybe in the wrong spot, but it has a handle here that a handle right here that I'm going to be scratch building. And then it has, it doesn't have this panel on there, so I might have to remove that. But it does have a circular black disc there. I would assume that's a kneecap thing, so you don't burn your knee. So I'm going to take care of that. And it needs straps to hold it down. Let's see if I can get another picture of this transmission for you guys to get a better look. It was hard for me to get any kind of reference books on the King Tiger. Yeah, that's it, I think. The rest is exterior. Yeah, the rest is all exterior. So basically, I'm extrapolating what I have in my books. I also look the Panther track, the Panzer 5 and 6 are very similar, also in their design. So if you look at the transmission cover for the Panzer, it's going to show you what it here. The interior of the Panzer. Here we got some interior Zimmerant paint schemes. Well, I don't have a better shot than what I showed you of the transmission, and then what Sam Drawer, he's got some interior photos in here. Here we go, I think. Here's some preserved reference of the interior here. See, this is the driver's section. Yeah, see, here we go. Here is the side of the transmission. You know, this is hard to see. It come out a little bit. This is photos of the transmission right here. And if you look at it, it has this section right here is this knob thing. And this lever right here is supposedly this lever, but as you can see, it is depicted with this notch cut in it and the lever there. I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to leave this lever there. I think it's fine. I'm thinking it could have been cut in a slot right there or right under there without having a lot. I'm thinking this may be an after modification to fix a different kind of lever. But it does have a lever back here, which is on this, and I think that's in the kit. And then it does have this dimple plate here that's not shown that I'm going to be putting on. I think that's it for the tray. Driver's compartment. Okay, you can see here on this one is the other side of this transmission cover. Excuse me. And you can see down the middle here where they join together, there was strapping to hold it together and to hold it down. And we're going to be doing that. Also, the oil gauge is on that side. Let's see here. Here's another picture of, right here, of this side, of the radio operator side. It's got the bar on it, and it's got a little gauge. I think that's the oil gauge there. I'll show you what I have in mind for that. But this is basically it for pictures of the transmission. So, let's take a look at what we're going to do here. Okay, so we got this transmission part right there. Bring in. I think it looks better with the blue. Okay, so I have this piece of stripping. Oh, basically, here's what I did. I sanded this whole ridge down where this seam line was. I sanded it down flat. It was uneven. There were sink marks here, 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 here. That's that part I messed up, but I fixed it, and it's on the bottom. And then I took off this side bolt detail that was on the top that needs to be on the bottom, and the same thing on this side. So here's what I have in mind for, this is supposedly the fuel gauge right here. This little panel. And you see this knob section, this was supposed to be on the other side too. So this is what I'm going to try to replicate on this side over here. I'm going to use some styrene rod and file it down to a dome, hopefully. But that's the size I'm going to use, maybe a little bit bigger on the driver's side. But here's what I have. This is way oversized currently, but it is a piece of half round. I don't know if you can see that, but it's half round from Plastruck. It is, picking up everything else. It is product number 90882. It is 0.08 of an inch, 80 thousandths, or 2 millimeter styrene half rod. You get 10 pieces. Catalog number MRH-80. So that's what I used, and I just put it on a piece of thin plastic. This thin plastic that I don't have the package for. Oh wait, no, I don't. I don't have the package for it. Sorry. Maybe I'll remember in the next one. But it's basically the same width and the same height as this piece that needs to be removed. And I'm just going to cut it down, and then with this half round piece on it, that could be my oil fill gauge. You know, I'm going to paint it white and then put little black lines with a little yellow shading on it, and then I'll have an oil level gauge that would go right there. So that's that. Got to cut that off. So, and then we come to the top strapping. I have a piece of this right here. It is evergreen polystyrene number 102. It is 10 thousandths by 40 thousandths, 10 thousandths thick, 40 thousandths wide. Probably could go with a smidge wider, but the next smidge wider I had was 10 by 100 thousandths, so that was too wide. So we're doing the 10 by 40. So it's not too bad. A 60 probably would have been perfect, but I don't have that. So basically, I'm going to strap this on here, down the center, just like that. And it's going to go just like that across. There's going to be some back pieces it's going to go across. And then there's going to be a piece that goes across like this. And it gets strapped down. I'll put a little piece of square or round for a buckle. Try to make a buckle. I've never made a buckle before, but I'll figure it out. That's that. That's the half round. And then for replacing the bolt details, I have two options here. I have this little itty bitty hex head stuff. This is hexagon rod from Plastruck. I can't see the number because Amazon put a sticker over it. But if I read it from the back, nope. It is 30,000th hexagon rod, MRX-30. Apparently it's new. It's hexagon rod, and if you look at the bolt detail or the rivet detail on this panel right here, it is roughly the same size. And I figure since it's a bolt, it would be like a nut driver bolt. because, you know, the bolt details are just round. And then for rivet detail, I had some round rod I pulled out. Look at that. Pulled it out. Can't find it now. I have some 40 thou rod, and I also have some 30 thou rod that I will use. What is this? It's 47. That's even bigger. Anyways, needless to say, I have some thin round rod for rivets. So I'm going to replace this bolt detail. I think it's going to get 8 down here. I'm going to use this hexagon rod. 8 down here, removing it from the top. It was originally on the top, moved it down from the bottom, and filled and sanded and filled and sanded. It seemed like it went together well, but then I found all the sink marks and all the stuff that had to be corrected. I didn't think there was any corrections in the beginning of the video. So let's back on out, and then we'll move on to the next part I worked on, which is correction free at the moment. So this section. I did some filler work. I'm sorry I sanded it off camera, but it was a lot of filler work. Just gonna come in here, sand off that little bit of filler right there, so the next part fits on nice. I'm using a file there. You can use a file, sanding stick, sandpaper, whatever. Whatever works for you. I mix it up depending on, if I gotta get in a tight corner, I like to use a file. And then I get a little brush to dust it off. I'll tell you, I generated so much dust yesterday. This Trumpeter plastic sands nice, but man, is it dusty. Okay, so if we look at our instructions, we'll move all our plastic card out of the way. We look at our instructions. We are here. We have glued these two together. I mated it so that this section is good to go, but the back section has steps and gaps in it. So I'm just going to get the file out, and I'm going to file that step out. There's going to be a part here holding it up, covering it up, holding it up. Now let's check it out. Pull off our tray over here, C26. And we'll sit it down. And it's a tight fit around this circle. So what I like to do to open these circles, I have a tool for this, I promise you. There we go. This is a little rotoburr thing. Just like to open up circles with it so they get a better fit. Because that circle in there is not the best circle in the world. That is a tight fit. Can't seem to understand why. Get in there with a smaller file here. This is what I'm doing with these videos, to show you in this kit what can be fixed to make it look like a more accurate model and things like that, and what, how to get a better fit on parts. I'm not saying that, your first parts are going to fit like this. And remember, I jumped ahead in the instructions, so you normally wouldn't get to this part until later in the build. Okay, so I'm going to put a clamp on this. 2 clamps on this. I might show you a trick on filling the gaps on here with a Q-tip and some Mr. Surfacer. So I'm going to put some extra thin in. We're going to leave it sit for a minute. Now it looks like I'm putting a lot on, but this brush is tiny. Okay, so now I want to give the clamps a squeeze. That kind of squeeze. Part soften up a little bit. Now it's seating in there much better. So I'm going to let that sit and seat and go off and get all. I have some coffee. It's currently almost 5 in the morning here. So let us take a look at what we have on the tray. So I've cleaned up the C12, which is this step right here. I've cleaned this part. This one had a little bit of flash around it. So let's take a look at this is, if I look at it, it's C4. So I'm going to come in here, dusty. I'm going to clip, clip, clip. Remember last video I taught you how to remove them from the sprue? And then I'm just going to use the file to round this round edge. Make sure that's round. Hit it with a medium, used medium one, which is more like a fine. The more you use your sanding sticks, the weaker they'll get on the grit, and they could become a lot more useful. It's crazy, like I have some coarse ones that work like fine ones, but they take off the material, but they leave finer scratches. Then we have 2 there. I'll get out this one, which is a coarse. But like I said, it's used on this one side, and it cleans it up fantastic. I'll tell you, these bigger parts in this 1/16 scale kit are nicer to work with. So then we have, over here, we have 7 and 8. So once we get these 2 cleaned up, we can actually glue these together. Let's clean that up. And that's a joining side, so clean them up a little bit more once they're jointed in case there's any gaps. And we're just going to sand this. So notice that there's pin marks and whatnot on these, and they don't want to go together well. So you have to sand the pin marks out where they join. Like here's an example. You see these pin marks right here? There's some pin marks here and here. They're risen up, so after I take these nibs off here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now, I cleaned up these nibs. It's real gentle. Now, if I go to put this together, it goes together, but it doesn't really go together up here. There's a lot of play in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take take this like this, and just sand off some of that, the ejector pins. Not all the way, just sand off the rough edges of the ejector pins. We're gonna dust it off here. It's my dusty brush. So we're gonna go like this. And while I'm here, I will come in here and I will take down that nib. In there. In there. That was some medium grit there. When I said it was a build along, I wasn't kidding. It's a build along. Take you step by step on doing things. Transmission, maybe a few videos. But, you know, once we get more familiar, and I'll be doing more cleaning up of parts off camera, because you'll know how to do that, and then I'll explain what I did on camera, and if I had any issues, or if I made any changes to it. Alright, so now we have this to glue up. We're going to glue this piece right here. Now that's flush. Let's flush this up, because that looks like it goes flush, and then there's some overhangs there. So, because it's got some room to slide. So, I looked at it, let's back up just a smidge here. Okay, so I want to keep it flush on either side here and here, because so you can slide it and get a step there. I want to keep it flush, because if you look on the back here, this C4 has a step in it, and it goes like that. So I want C4 to fit. So I look how that fits, and I can see I want this section right here flush. Excuse me. So I'm going to come in here with my extra thin. I'm going to use the quick set for this. I'm going to brush it in right there. Right there on that side. And right here on this side. Make sure that's all lined up. I'm going to take it in with the edge of the brush. I'm just going to brush it along that seam there. That extra thin to run down in there. Then I'm going to gently rotate it over. I'm going to put a little bit in there, 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 there. I'm going to flood it, just a little bit in there. Then I'm going to gently set it down to right over there to dry. That's it. That cleared up some sections on our magnets there. So, let's take a look at coffee first. Let's take a look at removing this here and putting on my fuel gauge. So let us cut that off with a number 10 scalpel. No, I'm just kidding, we're not going to do it that way. That would be ludicrous. I'm going to come in with some, that would be a good way to cut yourself, don't do that. Just going to carve it off with a pair of Citadel clippers because they do the job. turning the bead off. I'm going to come in here with my core stick. I was going to sand it away here. Not too much and too fast because I don't want to generate a bunch of heat. Now when I got it down, I got it down pretty low. I'm going to come in here with my flatter lighter grid. I'm going to come in here with 600. Come in here with some sandpaper. This is what I was doing all day yesterday. Then some smoother sandpaper. Okay, and it has been removed. Wow, dusty. Let me tell you, dusty. Okay, and then we will be able to cut our fuel gauge to size and put some bolt detail on it. And then we can put our strapping on this area right here. Clean out our bolt details. And we can put our strapping along this line right there like that. So, and that will look like that right there. And it'll go down like so. And then we'll have a piece going across the top with some latches on it. Then we'll put that fuel gauge on there. And we will be inserting this into there. We won't see any more of it. But we got to paint it German black. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry on with this build. I got this piece glued on there. Now the next piece is C10, which I have cleaned up here. And it goes clicks into there like that. It looks good. So we'll put some thin on there. I didn't put any glue behind it, and just the extra thin will flow in there. Uses capillary action. Okay, then we need C31, which is right here, and it is going to go with the little cap. There's a little cap right there on this side right here. It's going to go on this side right here, but it appears impossible to go both ways. And that is going to pop down right on top there. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to file just a little bit off of this notch because it's a little tight on fit. I don't like it that tight. I don't want it to pop off after I glue it. Alright. Now, get that. I'm going to come in here with my dull it's going to go like so. And let's use the quick set on this because we're going to have to hold it. Alright, we got that glued down. Close up our glue. So, now we need C42, which is already cleaned up, and it's going to go top of here like this. For this, what I'm going to do is, I have some Tamiya, the liquid cement, but I have a little brush in it from an extra thin bottle to make it so it's not so massive when you spread it on. That's a big surface, you could use that. So, place that on there. That on there, and we're going to flow some extra thin in there. Heat the threads on that bottle. We're going to flow some extra thin in there on the edges, seal it up. Get the squish down. Alright. Now, like I said, this is going to get painted. It says metal black in the book, but from what I can see, it gets painted German gray. Now we need C2, and it goes like this. It is going to fit nicely in that. So again, I'm going to apply the glue that I hate opening to this area right here. And then that will go on there. Extra thin in there, just give it a better hold. Alright. Push that down. So this whole thing is going to get put in here like that. You're not going to see any of it. You're not going to see any of it. But we are going to paint it and weather it and do things to it anyways. So you have this, and then on the bottom is going to be the C27 piece. I want to go ahead and put this on now because of the strapping issue. I want to make sure the strap is long enough. Again, we're going to use glue. Place this over here. I put it on the right way, it'll fit. There we go, one. There's 2. Alright. Just put the clip on. First clothespin there. And this one here. So I got a little clamp action on there. So just to hold it. Wow, these threads get so gummed up from this stuff. Clean them out all the time. They're constantly getting gummed up. So I'm going to call it there. Let's go ahead. We'll mark off what we've done in the book with the highlighter here. And we will mark off we have done C50, C49, 26, 45, 46, 10, 31, 2, 42, and C27. So that's what we have done today. And that's going to call it for this one. I am the Crazy Gamer. Subscribe for more videos. Like the video, comment below to enter in the giveaway for some great prizes. There's also going to be a mega paint giveaway now at a later date on a different topic. Check out the review video of the big paint I just did. It's on my channel. For Crazy Gamer Games, I am the Crazy Gamer. Y'all have a wonderful day and make many models.